Theta Labs has introduced a brand new interface for the Theta Edge node, and so we're going to go over that in this video. Okay, let me start by saying, for those that aren't familiar with what the Theta Edge node is, it is an application that allows anyone with a computer and internet connection to be a part of the Theta network and earn T-Fuel. No Theta required. Okay, welcome to the new Theta Edge node user interface. Instead of taking up just 1/3 of your screen width, it is now a full screen interface. And when I say full screen, you can go up here and click on that for full screen, or you can go over here and click on toggle full screen or hit the F11 button and it will go like this. Your header is gone and your taskbar is gone, but you can take it out of full screen mode with the F11 or going to view and just hitting that. Now you've got some other options over here. If you hover over info, if this menu doesn't drop down, then you just click on it and it will drop down, and that gives you a number of different options that you can execute. This is relatively new. The Edge Compute was added, I think, like November 23rd or 24th, somewhere in there, so it's only been out a couple of days as of this recording. And this power mode, basically what it does, if you hover over it, you've got 3 different possibilities for this. You've got light, which is the default, and it is a minimal use of your CPU, so it doesn't bog things down. If you've got a beefier machine, however, you can put it into medium or full. Okay, so that's what the power mode does. Now, you've got these options down the left-hand side. Watch is, if you click on it, it shows you these are different channels that are available to you to watch, and you can click on them and they'll load if they're online, and if they're not online, it'll tell you it's not online. And if you were to go over here and say you wanted to broadcast, that basically means that you are going to live stream something. And in order to do that, of course, you have to have a streaming ID to accomplish that. Then down here, you've got cache and you've got compute. If you click on cache, it'll show you in the center here, you've got your pending earnings, which is basically how many T-Fuel you have earned to date since the month started. And that's why it says pending, because whatever you're earning throughout the month doesn't actually get paid out until somewhere between the 1st and the 5th of the month is when that gets paid out. I haven't been able to nail it down any closer than that, but I've been in 2 months, and I think the first time it was on the 5th and the second time it was on the 3rd. So anyway, earnings wallet. This is the wallet that you want your earnings put into, and I have received 2 payouts so far. And then this is your Edge cache, and over here you can turn it on and off. If you don't want it to be available, you can turn it off by simply clicking on that. And then down here it tells you the status. Currently there are no jobs that are being run by the Edge cache. And it tells you underneath there that the cache jobs will be started as soon as they are assigned. Now, I don't see active jobs in that very often, for the simple fact that I do not live in a densely populated area, so there's not a lot of call for my Edge cacher to share bandwidth. So that was one of the things where I was very happy to see that they added this Edge Compute thing, which, by the way, you can, if you don't want that going, you can turn it off with that switch right there. And then down here it tells you the job, which in our case it's running the folding at home application, which is a distributed processor application. It's using the processing power of all of the computers that are running the edge node, and it basically uses your CPU power to do analysis. The status, of course, shows whether it's on or off. And then this bar here is a graphical indicator of the percentage that you are into the job. And underneath it, it tells you 38.18% completed, 8 days, 16 hours, 60 minutes, 51 seconds. And if you notice, that number is ticking down. So this job that it is running it doesn't just run it like for a short period, it runs it for quite a lengthy period of time. And I have noticed by watching this earnings up here that this updates seems like about every 10-15 minutes. It's multiple times every hour that it updates, and compared to my first 2 months before they added the edge compute feature, I was only doing anywhere from 15 to 20 T-fuel in the course of a month, and that was primarily because I don't live in a densely populated area, so there weren't a lot of jobs available. But now that I have added this edge compute feature, this was, I think, about 15 only a week ago. So I have calculated based on a 12-hour period that I am now earning about 2.6 to 2.7, somewhere in that ballpark, T-fuel per 24-hour period. So my earnings are going to basically triple by running this edge compute. Now, what I don't know is if you go up and you set the power mode for edge compute, if you were to set it to medium or full, that basically means that it's going to put a heavier load on your CPU. So depending on whether you've got a beefy machine or an older machine, putting it on medium or full, you could see some degradation in your performance of other things because the edge compute is putting a heavier load on the CPU. So since my machine is 6 or 7 years old, running it on light is just fine. I may experiment later and bump it up to medium and see if I see any kind of degradation. But the point being that what I don't know is, let's say my machine is capable of running on medium versus light. Does that mean that I will earn T-fuel faster? I don't know. That may be. I would assume so, but maybe not. Anyway, enough of that, and come down here and tell you that looking at this interface where they've got the job says it's running the folding at home, I've seen no documentation of what I'm about to tell you, so it's purely speculation on my part. But what I'm wondering is, are they going to make this edge compute available to other things, such as something like SETI at home or anything else that could make use of all of these computers that are running the edge node? And perhaps, let's just say there's 2 jobs that it says you can run, and I'm assuming you could only run one at a time. I'm assuming that maybe you could run more. Depends, I guess, on how much of a load your CPU could handle. But maybe there's 3 different things that you can choose from, and each of them shows you the amount of T-fuel that they will pay out if you run the entire job. Well, then you could simply pick the one that's paying you the best if you chose to do that. But again, I don't know if that's what they plan on doing down the road or not. I would certainly think they would add that, but that's just a guess on my part. So anyway, that's what this new interface looks like, and I like it. I think it's a nice improvement, so we shall see. But so far, I'm liking the amount of T-fuel that it's earning for me. It's probably 3 times the amount that I was earning before. You know, it's a good thing for people like me who aren't in a densely populated area. So there you go. Hope you found that useful. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribed, please click the subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you won't miss any future videos. And thank you for watching.